Hi, welcome back to Have a Go Spaghettio. A long time ago, Albert Ellis said the future of psychotherapy is in the school system. Have a Go Spaghettio is a way of introducing the principles and philosophies of rational emotive behaviour therapy in the school system. In this presentation, we revisit brain body or BB thinking. Have a Go Spaghettio teaches children that thinking, feeling and behaving are connected. Brain-body thinking makes brain-body feelings and brain-body behaviours. E.g., if something is seen as a catastrophe, yet evidence may suggest otherwise, feelings will be heightened, more acute, and behavioural choices might not be the best ones. This is where BB thinking, or brain-body thinking, is driving brain-body feelings and making brain-body choices. Can you relate to this scenario, perchance? The problem is that the evidence may challenge errant ideas and perceptions of self, others, and happenings, but does the young child have the wherewithal or the insight needed to question and challenge what it is they are thinking and why they feel as they do? At this stage of the child's development, they don't have the capacity to do this. It is beyond their capability to think about their thinking. So, we start to provide the tools that will help them to metacognise later when they reach formal operation stage. Here are a couple of relevant quotes. We move in the direction of our most dominant thoughts. What you think, you become. Buddha's teachings in the Dhammapada, which emphasize that the mind shapes reality, defines character, and determines destiny. This is what is referred to as the law of the dominant thought, which is a useful thought to have in mind. What thoughts or beliefs are our early childhood constructivists developing? Which will dominate? Brain bully or brain friend thinking, irrational or rational thinking? Constructivism is a learning theory and philosophical viewpoint asserting that individuals actively construct knowledge, meaning and reality through their personal experience, social interaction and reflection. Construct, make, fabricate all suggest building, putting together bits and pieces to make a bigger picture of how we see others, ourselves, and how we think the world works. If the map, our mindset, our philosophy, we are constructing approximates how the world works, the territory, the big world, we are more likely to manage our reaction, emotional and behavioural, to what's happening in a reasonable way. So, brain friend thinking is a reasonable representation of the map, the territory, the world. Brain body thinking, irrational, is an unreasonable representation of how the world works. Jean Piaget's constructivism is a theory positing that learners actively construct knowledge rather than passively absorbing information, building understanding through experiences, exploration, and mental adaptation to their environment. Piaget emphasized that cognitive development occurs through stages where individuals adapt to new information by assimilation and accommodation, moving from simple to complex thinking. Our young early childhood constructivists are at a stage where they cannot metacognise or they can't think about their thinking, but we can introduce the tools and ideas which will help them to do that later on through the Have a Go Spaghettio approach to social and emotional well-being. The wall is something that's constructed or built, made of brick components, and each component contributes to its strength and durability. It has a foundation also that helps maintain the integrity of the structure. How might that relate to the idea of the unconditional self that rational emotive behaviour therapy maintains is a healthy, brain friend, success helper or rational belief construction? If we were to colour some bricks grey to represent those things we would like to improve or acknowledge as being some kind of personal deficit, and consider them in the context of all bricks, bright, coloured and duller, we may appreciate that we are a composite of many bricks that make us who we are. We are our strengths and our weaknesses, and if we accept this, we arrive at accepting ourselves without condition, unconditional self-acceptance. which is a brain friend success helper rational belief. The problem is when we focus on a particular thing we don't like about ourselves and we miss the forest for a particular tree. The tree then becomes the forest. The grey brick becomes the wall. The bad thing about us becomes us. Even if a brick is broken, the wall maintains its essential strength and integrity. The wheel, like the wall, gets its strength from its component parts, the spokes. If one wobbly spoke becomes the bike in our minds, i.e. the spoke is bad, therefore the bike is bad, then we might as well throw it away because we've decided the bike is useless. One loose spoke is not the bike. One cracked brick is not the wall. One weed is not the garden. A word like dumb, stupid, cute, kind, smart is not us. The map is not the territory, as general semantics tells us. Unconditional self-acceptance is when we find our own dodgy brick or wobbly spoke. We know, decide, can't define ourselves, i.e. the whole wall or the entire bike. We are always okay, no matter what, and those deficits we can decide to improve and work on if we wish to. There are three main must beliefs that hold us back that Albert Ellis says contrives against our well-being. I must be approved by significant others. I must achieve what I set out to achieve, and if I'm not, I'm a failure. You must treat me well. You must approve of me. You must treat me with respect at all times. And it must, the world should give me what I want. I shouldn't be inconvenienced. It's not fair when things don't go my way. This is brain bully thinking, where the map of the territory is way off the mark, e.g., I must always get what I want. This virtual belief representation of the real world doesn't add up because you won't always get what you want. Albert Ellis's rational emotive behavior therapy incorporates the thinking of the Stoic philosophers, who said that what happens isn't solely responsible for our feelings and actions. Our perception of what happens has a role. So it's H plus B, P, equals FAE, i.e. happening, H, plus perception, P, equals feelings and actions experienced. If we call H A and P B and FAC, we have Albert Ellis's ABC theory of emotional disturbance, counselling, teaching, paradigm. The map isn't the territory, it's a general semantics idea, and as complex as it might seem to be, or to get our head around, this is the philosophy that Go Spaghettio delivers to our young constructivists. That is, a mindset that is made up of rational, brain friend or success helper habits of believing constitutes a map that best represents the territory, the world, life. What we believe reality is a virtual representation of it and can never be it itself. The closer the map is to the territory, the better served we'll be. How do we teach this? Repetition, creativity in teaching design, and a thorough understanding of the theoretical and philosophical underpinnings of Go Spaghettio. Give it a try, banana pie. A young person is in the process of constructing ideas about the self. They are receiving information from the environments they inhabit and experience. They are making sense of what Bertrand Russell calls sense data. Russell argued that immediate experiences, sense data, are the foundational premises of all of our knowledge. What meanings do they make of feedback? Can one be good? If they hear good boy, good girl each time they present favourably in behaviour or attitude, or in doing something well, does that mean they are good? If by doing well they are good, what about when they don't do well? Are they bad? And in the counselling situation, I work with children who believe that they are bad. This is the Have a Go Spaghettio song. Again, this is sung with the children at the beginning of the day. It forecasts success. It also forecasts the ideas contained in rational emotive behaviour therapy, that the idea I must always get what I want won't happen, but how will I deal with it? The idea that people should treat me respectfully at all times and like me, that won't happen. How do we deal with it? The idea that the world should give me what I want and I should never be inconvenienced, I'm not going to get that. So how do I deal with it? This is what Have a Go Spaghettio does, and this is what this song is all about. Give it a try, banana pie. Albert Ellis, creative rational emotive behavior therapy, reminds us that you, me, us, mainly make yourself needlessly and neurotically miserable by strongly holding absolutist irrational beliefs, especially by rigidly believing unconditional shoulds, oughts, and musts. You should, you must treat me well. I must get what I want. The world should, must treat me fair, for instance. Dr. Ellis here reminds us that how we feel and act is largely due to the personal philosophies we have constructed, be they helpful or unhelpful, rational or irrational, brave friend, success helper, or brain bully, or success helper thinking. In other words, we make ourselves feel as we do. Have a go, Spaghettio, and give it a try, banana pie. Till next time. Thank you for your attendance to this or listening to this, and all the best. Bye.